gun which reached the roof of this wall in this whole test, and here you can see it takes the least time in extreme settings, which is 1.788 seconds, and the highest time Welcome to a brand new episode of PUBG Mobile Esports. In this episode, we are going to see something really unique and has never been done before on PUBG Mobile platform. Today, we are going to compare FPS versus DPS at different graphic settings in PUBG Mobile Esports. We have 5 different FPS settings in PUBG Mobile, which is low, medium, high, ultra and extreme. On low settings, you get around 20 to 25 FPS, which is really low, and the game is really choppy. On medium, you get something around 30 to 35 FPS. On high, something around 40 to 45 FPS. On ultra, you get around 50 to 55 FPS, and on extreme, you get logged 60 FPS. And I'm gonna try all weapons on all these 5 modes, keeping the graphics at smooth and style of play at colorful. The first weapon we are going to test is Uzi. It deals an amazing amount of damage at close quarter combats. It's a submachine gun, and we are going to see how it reacts on all 5 different modes of FPS. As you can see, we are comparing all the 5 modes of FPS side by side. The clock starts when the first bullet is fired, and the clock stops when the last bullet has been fired. So let's see how Uzi reacts on all different modes. Well, did you notice that? Surprising, isn't it? See how much time it took to empty the whole clip at the medium setting. It took the longest on the medium setting of 2.816 seconds. Let's see that again in a slow motion video. Here the clock is set at 0, and we will play this video at half the speed than the before. Notice how medium setting takes so much more time than any other setting. The lowest time on this is at ultra, so you probably want to use Uzi at ultra settings. Let's discuss another weapon, which is of the same class, uses the same ammo and has the same kind of recoil pattern, which is the UMP, another submachine gun with exceptional damage. Here too, we are doing a side-by-side comparison of all 5 FPS settings. So we have the clock set 0, and the clock starts when the first bullet is fired, and the clock stops when the last bullet is fired. Did you notice that? Again, at medium settings, the UMP took 4 seconds, more than 4 seconds to empty a whole clip, and the lowest time was recorded on extreme and ultra. I will let these results hang on a bit on the screen for you to pay attention to it and note it down. Now we are testing the QBZ, an assault rifle which can be found on Senok maps. We are testing a side-by-side comparison of all 5 different FPS settings on PUBG Mobile. As you can see, again on the medium settings, it took so much more time than other settings. At medium setting, it took around 2.366 seconds, and it measured the lowest time at lowest setting at 1.919. Now we are going to try another assault rifle called Scar L. It can be found on any of the maps and is a really great weapon. We are doing again a side-by-side comparison of all FPS settings on PUBG Mobile. On low, high, extreme and ultra settings, we can see that it takes 1.919 seconds to empty a whole clip, but on medium settings, on which most players play on their average mobiles, is at 2.366 seconds. Now we are going to test one of the most loved assault rifles, M416. It fires 556 bullets, has an amazing control, and people just love it in PUBG Mobile. We are doing a side-by-side comparison of 5 FPS settings on PUBG Mobile, and let's see how it reacts. In this video, it's so clear that at medium settings, it takes so much more time than any other settings. It takes the least time at extreme settings, which is 1.854. But does it matter? Does it really matter if you play at the lowest setting or at the extreme ultra settings? It doesn't really matter because the time is really the same. The only difference we can see here right now is at the medium settings, which takes so much more time than any other settings on PUBG Mobile. The next weapon we are going to try is AUG A3. It's a crate only weapon which can be found in all the maps. We will be doing a side-by-side comparison of all the FPS settings in PUBG Mobile. Here we have low, medium, high, extreme and ultra. Let's see how AUG A3 reacts to different frame rates. Again, it's really clear. At medium settings, it took 2.366 seconds, and on high settings, it took 2.046 seconds. But on extreme, it took just 1.854 seconds, and at lowest, again, it's the same as ultra, 1.919 seconds. The next weapon we are going to try is M249. Again, it is a crate only weapon which can be found in all the maps. Again, it's clear that on lowest setting it takes the most amount of time, which is 2.430 seconds. But on medium, it does relatively well than any other guns we have seen so far. I will let these results hang on a bit on the screen for some time so that you can pay attention to it and note down. Now we have stubbed up to 762 bullets, and the first weapon we are trying out is Akm Assault Rifle, one of the most used weapons in all the 3 maps. Apart from the weird recoil pattern of AKM, it is clearly seen that it takes the least amount of time at the lowest setting, which is 1.983, and the second runner up is at highest setting, which is 1.983 again. The last, which is the loser of this match, is at medium setting, which is 2.366, which takes a hell lot of time to empty a whole clip of AKM. The next gun we are going to try is Beryl M762. It's again an assault rifle and has been known for its really bad recoil pattern. This is the only gun which reached the roof of this wall in this whole test, and here you can see it takes the least time in extreme settings, which is 1.788 seconds, and the highest time at medium setting, which is 2.366 seconds. That's a huge difference. For the people who play at medium settings, it's not a good day for you. Let's move on to next weapon, which is Groza, an assault rifle which can only be found in crates. Here too you can see it counts the lowest time at extreme and ultra settings, which is 1.788 seconds, and takes the highest amount of time at medium settings, which is 2.302. The next weapon we are going to test is one of the most loved weapons in the Pro League, the DP28. It has the most decent recoil ever, and it deals an amazing amount of damage in the 47 bullets its drum can carry. As you can see, it takes the highest time at lowest setting, which is 3.455 seconds, and it takes the lowest time at extreme, ultra and medium settings, which is 2.751. So listen up, pro players, play only at extreme settings, because at lower settings your DP will not deal enough damage than the rest of the settings. The next gun is Mk14 Ebr, which is a DMR and can only be found in crates. It's a sniper as well as it can fire in auto mode. Here it can be seen it takes the least amount of time at lowest settings, which is 0.894 seconds, and it takes the highest time at medium settings, which is 1.212 seconds. And this makes us wonder, why do we play this game at ultra extreme or high settings? Most of the guns give most damage at the lowest setting, which gives a bad experience while playing, but it deals a higher damage than any other settings in this game. So my verdict is, if you have a favorite weapon which you play from in all the matches, just make sure you are playing on the right FPS settings so that you can get the most out of that weapon. It took a lot of time to do this research and do this test. I hope you really liked this video. If you did, please think of subscribing to my channel for more awesome content. Like this video, share it with your friends, and let them decide which FPS setting is best for them. Keep playing PUBG Mobile. Happy hunting. See you next time.